My name is Peter Soyer. I'm a professor of dermatology here at the University of Queensland, and I'm now obviously in Brisbane, Australia. Having said this, as you hear from my accent, I'm originally from Austria, so German-speaking background. I'm now here 15 years in Australia, and probably, I think 3 or 4 years ago, actually 4 years ago, we got a 10 million grant from the Australian Cancer Research Foundation for a network, imaging network for the early diagnosis of melanoma. In detail, basically, it's about 3D total body imaging systems which allow, to be honest, in a second to acquire images, total body images, and then they're filling up and they form an avatar with details of all your moles, with all your skin blemishes, with all your skin spots, and basically open then the door for tele-diagnosis, but also for artificial intelligence. And with this 10 million grant, we got the funding to establish 15 systems across the eastern seaboard, starting in Queensland and then in New South Wales and in Victoria. As you can imagine, COVID was extremely helpful. No, I'm just kidding. So at the moment, we have 10 of these 15 systems installed and got also significant funding from our national agency for what is called the melanoma cohort study. And in this context, I may like to say a few words about our cohort study. Basically, we basically invite study participants who have either a low risk, a medium risk, or a very high risk of melanoma to participate in this study. They just need to be over 18 and have a referring doctor. And then they're imaged based on the risk every 2 years or every year or every 6 months. And as part of the study protocol, we are imaging all moles, all skin spots which are larger than 5 millimeter with thermoscopy. Plus also, what we're also doing is that we image everything where the study participant, the person is concerned, or the melanograph of the person who does the imaging. By doing this, the idea is obviously to basically build up an image repository of thousands and thousands of moles, and also associated clinical data, and of course, combining this with histopathologic data when a suspicious lesion will be excised, plus of course also combining this with genetic data. One of the big challenges of our project is that we are imaging human beings, with their face, with their body habitus, and we are really creating sensitive and identifiable data, which is, of course, from the research perspective, a huge problem, Obviously, the study participants agree with ethics committee that they are happy to do this, but still, it's a big issue which we have a lot of discussion with the various, not just with the ethics committees, also with the people about data security, privacy. We have a large group of consumers who then basically advise us on this topic. And one of the strengths of our network is that we have a really huge team capability. It's not about dermatologists and GPs and pathologists. We have computational scientists. We have molecular genetists, we have biostatistician, bioinformatician. Behavioral science is a big topic, and as I already mentioned, consumer engagement. So this is basically in a nutshell what we are doing, and I think the overarching idea is obviously to create a network, a telehealth network for the early detection of melanoma. And just to summarizing, once we have three major research aims, which go beyond just detecting melanoma. Of course, this is the ultimate goal, try to early detect melanoma. But we are working on one hand on the diagnostic intelligence to improve the early detection and the risk stratification, but also health service evaluation, to which extent this, what is the impact of this on the health service costs, cost for the patient, cost for the healthcare system. And the third big pillar is about informatics, dermatology informatics, how these total body images will be integrated into a telehealth network, into an electronic medical record, and how we create standards for image acquisition.